I'm gonna teach you how to stop jumping back in the snatch, and we're gonna start right now. What's up everybody, it's Dane Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in becoming a better athlete, you wanna get more explosive, you wanna be more mobile, you wanna get ridiculously strong, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you ring that notification bell so we can help you become a champion. So over the last decade at Garage Strength, we've had multiple international team members with Olympic weightlifting. We've taken athletes from the Youth World Championships all the way to senior international teams representing Team USA. And a lot of this work has been done through troubleshooting and figuring out different aspects. And multiple times we've dealt with athletes that tend to jump back in the snatch. And what ends up happening is a lot of these lifters will jump back in the snatch because they're extremely aggressive. They're high wired. They're maybe a little bit longer limbed individuals. And what tends to happen, they'll tend to jump back about 6 to 8 inches. And then oftentimes that bar's left out front. They're missing it forward. And then occasionally they'll loop the bar behind. But why? Why does this happen? First of all, we got to look into what is going on. There's multiple key factors that go into a lifter who tends to jump backwards. And those key factors end up correlating very well to lifters who tend to have a little bit longer legs. So oftentimes we'll see when a weightlifter shoots their butt up and it gets in line with their head or even above their head, what ends up happening is now their butt shoots up, their back's not super tight. Now their weight gets put onto their toes a little bit too early. So that leads us to that second problem. They don't hold that flat foot as long as they possibly can. Then to make up for it, that third problem starts to come in, and that's the main issue here, is that people that tend to jump back get their chest behind the bar too early. So the butt will shoot up early off of the floor, then they lose that flat foot position when the bar is getting into the hip, and now on that finish their chest gets way back behind the bar, they throw their head back behind the bar, and they'll jump back 6 to 8 inches. Sometimes these lifters can still make these lifts. They're aggressive, they're good athletes, but oftentimes they tend to miss them forward. They'll even have some type of shoulder issues because they're catching them out of the groove. And we've got to recognize that a lot of these misses are all related to that center of mass. If the center of mass, if the chest and the hip area, if that gets behind the bar way too early, now the feet have to correlate with the center of mass of the body. So if the chest gets back too far behind the heels, the feet have to move to get under the chest to stabilize that position overhead. So what lifts can we utilize to fix the lifter that jumps back? First, right off the bat, that number one lift is a no feet snatch. And this was taught to me by Norik Vardanian, 2012 Olympian, son of one of the best Olympic weightlifters of all time. And it was one of the first questions I ever asked him. How do we fix weightlifters that tend to jump back? And he said, always focus on the no feet snatch. And the reason why that is that no feet snatches help the weightlifter have better connection to the bar. It helps the lifter feel the ground longer through that longer flat foot position. When they have that longer flat foot position, now the lifter can feel the bar and where it is, and they keep their chest forward longer, and that leads to that longer finish, and then they get into that faster catch position. That second key lift behind fixing the lifters who tend to jump back in the snatch is a movement that we refer to as the CHUN snatch. And we stole this directly from CHUN, the greatest female weightlifter currently, who comes out of Chinese Taipei. She moves so well, and this is a movement that she tends to do in her warm-ups that we stole. We like to utilize to show us what our lifters are doing, how long they're staying flat-footed, how well they're staying vertical on the finish. And what this movement shows is nice and controlled. It's got a good tempo off the floor. And when the lifter makes contact, they've got to hold a plantar flex foot for up to 4 seconds. So the reason why we love to use the CHUN snatch is because it shows the lifter how to move a little bit more coordinated right off the floor. It shows that controlled position into the hip is extremely important to keeping that chest over the bar. And then it also teaches the lifter how to have that long grounded finish and that long connected position with the bar. Finally, my third favorite exercise to fix the jump back in the snatch is a low hang, no feet snatch. So I'm sort of piggybacking off of that first exercise with the no feet snatch, but this is a movement that I love to teach our lifters how to move their knees effectively. So if we can think about the snatcher standing up tall, they're gonna lower eccentrically, and as they lower from the hip to the knee, we wanna see those knees travel forward. And then as the bar gets past the knees will actually come back to a vertical position, very similar to what's gonna be happening off of the floor. Now, because we're in the no feet position, the feet will be starting where the athlete catches a snatch. That's the most important part behind the no feet movement, is that the feet are actually in the position they need to be when you're catching the snatch. As the lifter commences the no feet low hang, now the knees will come back, they'll reciprocate forward very, very rapidly through no man's land. As they reciprocate forward, the chest needs to stay forward. We need to feel those heels pushing into the floor. We need to feel the toes grabbing the floor as well. Then as the lifter makes contact, the chest is already vertical, and we need to see that big vertical finish from extension of the knees last. And oftentimes that tends to be the problem with lifters who jump backwards. They extend their hips very early, but they never actually extend the knees. And that's something that comes back to what we teach here at Garage Strength and in our parabolic periodization program, is that it's gotta be the hips extend, then the knees extend, and that's what is taught in the low hang, no feet snatch. So if you want more information about Olympic weightlifting development, head over to garagestrength.com. You can pick up our parabolic periodization course and book. If you want more videos on Olympic weightlifting, you can click on this card right here. Until next time, guys, peace.